I just try making live for a minute because actually we have weather disturbances here.
Sir, should I make you host, sir?
Please do for a minute.
Okay, sir. Oh,
Professor Barry, let me give you the accurate
sir,
data.
I think you are using my.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
sign out.
Okay, sir. Mustafa, কি ব্যাপার?
Yes, Dr. Arif.
Yes, sir.
Please make me host for a minute. Let me try.
Yes, sir.
Because I'll hand over to Dr. Shyam.
Okay, sir. Your host now, sir.
Yeah, please give me a moment. Today is lecture 18 or 19?
Sir, 19 and 20, both together.
19 and 20.
Sir, I think the live streaming now working now.
Okay, it's okay. That's perfect. Let me see if I'm getting the link for live.
And you will be glad to know that our today's program webinar session on complications regarding faulty technique of Elizarov is on streaming live on YouTube channel Ortho TV Live. And today you know that our lecture 19 by Dr. Live is now working now.
Okay, yeah, Dr. Arif, you can continue.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Okay, sir.
I'm getting the link for live.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So we are done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And hope to be connected. You may need any time. And with the permission of Bari, sir, I would like to start the session because today is a long session, maybe because two presentations. Okay, sir.
How many participants are now already?
Sir, now already 14 participants, and still there are some waiting. Sir, it is a good time to start now.
Okay.
Right, sir?
Start.
Can I
Yes,
start,
yes,
sir?
start.
Okay,
Start,
sir. Yes,
please.
yes, sir. The respected
Now
part. Sorry, sir.
I see the face of the Shetu.
Yes, sir.
He is visible now.
Mobile, sir.
Respected participant from home and abroad, welcome you all today's Bangladesh Kurgan Fellow Group webinar. And you know that today is our 19 and 20 lecture. So far we travel a lot of time and you spend hours with us. And I especially express my thanks to all the participants for being with us. You know that this is a very basic Elizarov session, and we are blessed with Professor Mofakkar Bari every time, and every time he contributes with our session, and other participants from the home and abroad also have a good contribution throughout the session. And today there is two paper presentation. Nazmul Shetu is one of our Kurgan fellow, and he is assistant professor working in RI in Nitor, Bangladesh, and you know that the Nitor is the 1,000 bedded hospital in Bangladesh, and it is one of the largest orthopedic hospital in the world. And now another presenter, Ghulam Mustafa, is also with us. Ghulam Mustafa, can you hear me? Okay. I am requesting Nazmul Huda Shetu please share your screen so that we can start the session. And after Nazmul Shetu, we will go for the Ghulam Mustafa.
Thank you.
I request
Can
every
you
participant. Yes, sir, I can see you. I request every participant, please mute your microphone when you enter in this session so that the noise is less and you can hear the clear sound. And I request Nazmulita Shetu, please focus on the camera. Sometimes you are just one side of the camera so that we can get a good view of you.
My mobile is in.
Try to adjust. Try to adjust.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. You can start now.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. Welcome to our Bangladesh Kurgan Fellow Group webinar session lecture 19. And hope you are all in safe, maintain the social distance and use mask. I have condolence for those families who have lost their members and pray for them. May Allah help them. Today our session on, I'm Dr. Nazmul Shetu, and our lecture topics, complications associated with faulty Elizarov technique. Just look, this Elizarov was applied in the lower limb, including lower femur and upper tibia, including the knee joint. Just have a look. Where is the fault? You can see the 4 rings already connected with single rods. All 4 rods are connecting the 4 rings. And you can see here, the lace is not well connected here, wrongly attached. And also this type of fixator, you cannot compress or distract. You cannot adjust your frame. There are a lot of problems you face. And now it is a question. Is it a fault of Elizarov or fault of surgeon? Surgeon lost the opportunity to adjust this device for any correction. You can see here, is it not possible to correct the limb in keeping this ring in this limb? There are a lot of problems. You will make a conclusion about the Elizarov by this technique. If you think about this, to keep it for the treatment, then what is the end result? And you will complain about that this method is not good. Is it? It is cumbersome, and it is not compliant to patient, and etc. etc. And outcome also very unpredictable. So it is very problem if you do not know how to apply the rings properly. Think and judge after see the picture of this type of patient. Apparently, you can think, what is the problem? It is totally wrongly applied. So we can go to what is the faulty technique? When you violate the basic rules for Elizarov frame construction, then you will not get the desired outcome of Elizarov method. So you can remember the quotation, no surgeon is justified to do any constructive surgery by Elizarov technique unless he has got a competent idea regarding the techniques and the apparatus. Again, I have already shown this idea about the basic rules for frame construction previously. Again, you can remember The bone fragments must have the same position with respect to their ring and arch support. Connecting rods must be parallel with each other and to the longitudinal axis of the bone fragments. The wire must be tensioned uniformly and maintained till complete union. Stable fixation is mandatory. Wire insertion close to the joint should not limit the movement. The gap between ring and skin should be at least 2 fingers. Smaller ring for better stability, but not less than 2 fingers. You should remember this. They always keep the 2-finger gap, and larger ring may use when necessary. Axial hinges should place at the level of joint line or at the level of pura. Swivel hinge should place opposite the apex of the angle of deformity. In fracture management, we should keep in our mind the basic principle of Ilizarov method. Preservation of blood supply, preservation of the osteogenic tissue, anatomical reduction, stable fixation, functional activity of the muscle and joint, and early patient mobilization. Just think about it. Gabriel Ilizarov said this about 1950, and AO adopted this after 1960. And post-operative complications. We think about that. Post-operative complications, what may happen in normal and in abnormal position. Before removal of fixator and after removal of fixator. Before removal of fixator, pin tract infection, necrosis of the soft tissue that is described and demonstrated by Dr. Hamid previously, very nicely demonstrated here. Neurovascular disorder, dermatitis, muscle contracture, joint stiffness, joint subluxation, secondary bone fragment displacement, breakage of transosseous element, failure of device, psychological inability, malunion or non-union. And after removal, non-healing ulcer, ring sequestrum, residual deformity, refracture. Complications in children. Major complications, minor complications. Major complications, malunion, deformation of new bone, joint contracture and stiffness, nerve palsy, prolong the treatment. Minor complications, transient decreased motion, paresthesia, pin tract infection. Infection burns in the fire of bone regenerate. Gabriel Ilizarov, it is the most popular dialogue when you applied the Ilizarov fixator in methodical way. Then you can get this result by the Ilizarov method. Inside infection, most frequent complication which has been graded by Pele. He graded it in 3 grades: soft tissue inflammation, soft tissue infection, bone infection. And just remember it before Dr. Hamidul Islam described it very nicely, the previous lecture. And just I very quickly just memorize your lecture, previous lecture. Basic management of pin tract infection. Conservative treatment for 3 to 4 days with dressing, antibiotic. If no improvement, then wire should be removed or changed. That's why Barisar said that everything should apply fixed with 3 wires. If any wire will break, then it will removed, and then there is no need to another wire fixation. It is safe procedure, I think. If the patient is diabetic, wide opening at the pin tract site for drainage, antiseptic dressing with water-soluble ointment, antibiotics, check blood glucose level, then adjust the insulin dose accordingly. Special attention to the wire inserted near the joint or growth plate. If there any inflammation or infection, better to change the wire in different position. Indirect osteomyelitis, main cause, thermal necrosis. Inadequate sharp wire, if you use this type of wire, then it creates a thermal necrosis, and high speed drilling with for long time, that also causes thermal necrosis. Loose wire with persistent infection for long period. Ill-time removal, that is after a long period, if you keep the infected wire or the wire with infection, then there may have the osteomyelitis. Management, it is not a great problem actually. Usually spontaneous remission very rarely needs surgical excision of the ring sequestrum. Droppele 1990 classified the complications into problems, obstacles, sequelae. Actually, it is in case of bone transportation. Problems, that is that did not require any additional surgery. Obstacles, when it needs additional surgery, and sequelae are those complications that remain unresolved at the end of the treatment period. Difficulties you may face during bone transport. What is this? A muscle contracture, joint subluxation, joint stiffness, axial deviation, neurovascular injury, premature consolidation, non-union, intract infection, hardware failure. How to avoid possible mistakes? Ilizarow fixator device are complicated engineering construction for the beginners. So there is every possibility to do wrong or make mistake in application of Ilizarow fixator construct. Ilizarow surgeon must know how to avoid possible mistakes and complications. Preparations, prepare the patient, prepare the implants. Preoperative preparation, post-operative preparation. What is this? Preoperative preparation, be careful and avoid wrong patient selection, improper and wrong diagnosis. Careful about the lack of documentation. Documentation should be proper and meticulous. Lack of proper instrument. If your instrument is not available during the operation, then you will be puzzled and you will do the wrong applications. Less facilities of OT. If you should mind it, in your OT, there should be white space, and of course, OT should have the extra view box and CM facilities, and also the translucent OT table. It should be minded. Preoperative should not loss of reduction. Reduction should be maintained till the end of the operation. Improper insertion of wire and inadequate tension. Wire insertion should be appropriate, and tension should be maintained after the end of the treatment. Neurovascular injury that may happen by pricking injury or traction injury. When you gradually give the distraction at exceed the normal rate. Soft tissue injury, repeated pricking, thermal heat injury. Improper assemble of ring, hinges, posts, etc. You can see again the patients, what are the wrongs about the method. Again, you can see here, it was previously described, and here you can see the ring merges into soft tissue, that becomes soft tissue necrosis here, and infection inevitable. And you can see here, this type of rubber stopper should not be used because it is very hard and causes the tissue injury. You should always keep in mind, you should rubber stopper, soft rubber stopper. That is, you can find in antibiotic vials also. Look here, and this is the X-ray. You can see here. This is the segmental fracture. This is the segmental fracture. Only for your faulty application, you cannot adjust these rings, and also you cannot correct the alignment after the operation due to all rings are connected by single rods. That's why you cannot distract or compress. Another thing, the patients are contraindicated for Ilizarov method. You should keep in your mind that all patient selection, you should not do the wrong selection. Disease of vital organs at the stage of decompensation. Severe mental disease or a very psychic patient. Large affection of skin with purulent process. Subperiosteal fracture and fracture in children up to 1 year of age. Look, another patient, this type of physician. Here he applied 2 hinges initially, but it is locked by anterior connecting rods and distractions. So it is distracted, but anterior connecting rods blocks this distraction or correction. Look here, and no rubber stopper here. And you can see, you should always keep in your mind that all connecting rods should be parallel each other with the long distance of the bone. Here, look here. It is not maintained. It is not allowed to transform one fracture into open one without special indication, even in the operation theater, since there is always danger of infection. Look, another case, very devastating condition. You can see here, a rubber stopper, all are causes injuries to the soft tissue, and rings are merged within the soft tissue and causes infection in soft tissue and necrosis also. You can see there is a connecting rod is not well connected, and you can see here is the bending of the connecting rods. And look here, another thing, wire bending should be uniform and decent. It causes tearing of the cloths, and also may injure the other parts of the body. You look here, it looks like an ornament in the legs. It is not the ornament. Ilizarov rings are not ornament. You should keep it in mind. These connecting rods not equal each other, and here is the 5 rings. No need. And it is done nicely, but here is another problem. That is distal half ring. That was connected by 2 wires that is loosely attached, and also distal fragments is so small, so you should apply another drop wire. That's why it is not stable. For this reason, when he gives the compression, that there is an angulation will occur. For this reason, it is a mistake. It is a mistake of giving the drop wire, at least. And look, another case. And before doing Ilizarov, you should always keep in your document that what is the problem, and the surgeon give attention to one point, but other equinus is developed, invites. Another thing, when you construct it, the alignment is not well. The distal fragment is deviated laterally. That's why there is a huge bumping over there. Look here, after removal of the ring and the arthrodesis, but in about 40-45 degree angle. That is not expected. And also shortening and equinus developed. And here you can see here, very nicely done, and destruction was nicely, and union is nicely done, but angulation, there is another deformity happen. Why? Because these connecting rods are not parallel to the long axis of the bone. Look here, also here. And these in the middle segment, the connecting rods are not parallel to each other. So it is a problem. You should always keep in your mind every stage what you are doing during reserve assembly, marrying assembly. Safe guidelines for bone transport. Cross-wire bone transport causes soft tissue cut by wires. So it is wise to reinsert the wires after 5 to 6 centimeter destruction. Oblique wire transport causes less damage to soft tissue. The diameter of half pins must not exceed 20% of the bone diameter. To avoid joint contracture, lengthening more than 15% of the initial segment should not be attempted. Look here, the oblique wire bone transport, you can see here bifocal, bilocal, and you can see cross wire bone transport. Wire insertion or corticotomy near the joint is greater risk of development of contracture. In case of bilocal lengthening of the leg, distal corticotomy site destruction should not more than 20 to 30 millimeter. Otherwise, equinus may occur. In this case, destruction rate for the proximal side 0.25 millimeter 3 to 4 times a day, and for the distal side 0.25 millimeter 2 to 3 times a day. Residual LLD should be compensated by the proximal side destruction. Look, that is corrected later on, and you can see here the long axis of the bones, and with parallel the connecting rods. You can see the proximal part, long axis of the bone and the long axis of the rods, all are parallel, and also in the distal part. You can see here, and nicely constructed. And if you apply it properly, it is a fixator. The patient is very nicely compliant. You can see here, it is constructed. These pictures are taken from Kurgan. This girl is a young girl. It is constructed in a fixator for the correction of the deformity. And you can see here the post-operative day after, just a day after physiotherapy. 1 day after the physiotherapy, or 1 day after the operation, physiotherapy, you can see here, it looked very nicely. And so the main way to avoid mistakes and complications in external fixation is to follow the advice of Elizarov. A surgeon should know not only the advice but also the method proposed with it. Therefore, its detailed mastering is a must. And when I was a clinical assistant of my mentor, Professor Mofakkar Al-Bari, is so young and evergreen, no change. After the long period, you can see, still he is very young. And it's a beautiful Kurgan center. And after 1 month completion training, I got the certificate from there. And this is the beautiful, colorful Bangladesh, you can see here. And don't forget the use of mask. Be careful in this corona period. And thank you all, and inviting you all to the next session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nazmul Huda Setu, for your nice presentation, especially for collecting the different cases of different corner elsewhere done Elizarov's surgery, and you just point out some of the difficulties. I think in every surgeon they have the collection, and these are called the Elizarov autocracy. Somebody just improvised his own technique. Sometimes avoid every rules and all the regulations and do the Elizarov, and every time there is complications. And now I am requesting Ghulam Mustafa. Ghulam Mustafa, sir, can you hear me? Ghulam Mustafa, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can.
Yes, sir. Can you please
Yes,
share your...
I can.
Yes,
Can you...
yes, I can hear you, sir. Can you please share your screen, or otherwise I will share from my side. What shall I do, sir? Can you share?
Please share because... No. You please share because I have no internet access, good internet access.
Okay, sir. Just a minute. Then Ghulam Mustafa sent his PDF, his PowerPoint presentation to me just prior to this session, and I will screen share from my side, and Ghulam Mustafa will just give his commentary on that. And can you see my screen, sir? Everybody?
Yes, I can.
Yes, sir. Just mention me when you have to change the screen.
Okay, can I start?
Just a minute, sir. I am doing. Okay. Okay, sir. Can you see the screen, sir? Ghulam Mustafa, sir. Can you hear me? Ghulam Mustafa. Ghulam Mustafa, can you hear me? Ghulam Mustafa, can you hear me, sir? Ghulam Mustafa, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
Yes, sir. You please just.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Yes,
Please.
I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Please start your presentation, and if you need
I can hear you.
Okay, sir. I also can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Okay. Okay, sir. Please start your presentation, sir. Ghulam Mustafa, sir. Start your presentation. Ghulam Mustafa, sir. There is problem related some connection issue. Ghulam Mustafa.
Arif, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Arif,
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
will I start now?
Yes, sir. Please start.
Can I start now?
Yes, yes, please.
Oh, okay, okay. So welcome everybody, and to today's my session. Already you go through a lecture about the complication of Elizarov technique, and Dr. Nazmul Huda Shetu nicely and elaborately explained everything. So I have nothing to so much in this area. I am going through my lecture. Next, please. Now, learning objectives. To know how to define complications, to get idea about complications related to Elizarov technique, to get idea about how to minimize such complication, and some practical tips related to complications. Next. Next. Okay. Regarding complication of Elizarov technique, I searched some articles in the internet. I found one of them here. The complication of use of Elizarov technique in the correction of limb deformities in children. It was published in 1993 in the Journal of Bones and Joint Surgery. They define complication as any untoward occurrence to a patient either during the course of treatment or after removal of the fixator. Next. Next slide, please. Okay. They further divided the complications into major and minor complications. Major complication, one that necessitated an additional operative procedure or cause lasting sequelae such as malunion, deformation of new bone, joint contracture or stiffness, or nerve palsy, or prolonged the treatment. And minor complication, one that responded to non-operative treatment and did not cause lasting sequelae. Next, please. And I found another article which was published in 1990. Already Dr. Shetu mentioned in his lecture. Drorpale published in this article, Problems, Obstacles, and Complications of Limb Lengthening by Elizarov Technique. Next. According to Dorpele, problems are those difficulties that required no operative intervention to resolve, and obstacles, difficulties that require an operative intervention, and complication considers all intraoperative injuries, all problems during limb lengthening that were not resolved before the end of the treatment. So by sharing these two articles, we have an idea about what is complication, what is problem, what is obstacles. Next, please. Next. Now, in my lecture, I am classified complication in this way and talk about something about complication. I classified complications, general complications related to the method, maybe immediate or delayed. Specific complications related to the technique, maybe early complications, delayed complications, and late iatrogenic complications, and inflammatory complications. Next. Regarding general complications, immediate may be neurologic compromise during wire fixation, vessel penetration during wire fixation, comminuted fracture of the osteotomized bone during corticotomy at moment of osteotomy twist, and displacement of the osteotomized fragment during corticotomy at the moment of cracking of posterior cortex. So these immediate complications are related to the operation technique. You can avoid this type of complication if you are skilled enough and if you have the knowledge of neurovascular bundle and safe zone. So you can easily avoid this type of complication like neurologic complications, vessels penetration, and communicated fracture and displacement of the osteotomized fragment, etc. Next. Now, delayed general complications, delayed. There may be pain. Pain may be caused by neurologic reaction to the wire impingement and or distraction. During distraction, there may be pain. There may be compartment syndrome. Cause of this is hematoma formation from vessels penetrating by the wire and or comminuted fracture at corticotomy site. There may be muscle contracture, which is caused by imbalance of flexor extensor muscle strength, inadequate physical activity. Neurologic compromise may be secondary to distraction. And local edema, it is common cause due to lymphostasis and or hematoma secondary to distraction. There may be hypertension, the increase the blood circulation secondary to the tissue regeneration. Our bodies are always says there is increased circulation up to 330%. And there may be joint subluxation, which may cause imbalance of muscle tension secondary to distraction. I will see you some figure later. So you can also limit this type of complication like
What happened?
Network problem. It's a network problem.
Yeah, we cannot hear anything.
Mustafa, can you hear me, Mustafa? Sorry, sir, for the network issue. Maybe Mustafa got disconnected. I'm trying to just connect with him. Yes, Mustafa is back again. And I apologize for this type of unavoidable circumstances. As today,
Dr. Arif, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. We got disconnected, so welcome you back. Sir,
Okay, sorry for the intervention. As I am going through some problem of internet connection. I'm apologized. Please, I'm continuing.
okay, it is your last slide from the where you got disconnected.
Yes, okay.
Yes, sir. Please
So
continue.
you can avoid this type of complication easily, like regarding the pain during distraction. If a patient feels pain during distraction, you can slow the distraction rate. Usually we distract it 1 millimeter daily. That is 4 times 2.25 millimeter. You can diminish them up to 0.25, 2 times or 3 times, etc. Compartment syndrome you can avoid by good technique like corticotomy technique, and avoid the vessel penetration, etc. Muscle contraction, it is common, and you can easily avoid this type of complication by proper physiotherapy. And in our practical experience, we found that most of our patients are not interested to physical activities. And Dr. Nazmul Huda Shetud in his previous lecture shows how nicely a beautiful girl, he performed physiotherapy with his frame in the femur. So always encourage your patient for physiotherapy. And neurological compromise also may be due to the distraction. So if always touch in your patient and let him the opportunity to contact with you if there are any problem regarding this, and to solve that immediately. Local edema, it is most common, and assure your patient that edema may be occurred. And joint subluxation, I will come back later on it. Next slide, please. Okay, now a specific complication, early complication, local skin tightness. It is caused by the negligent wire orientation. You already know the wire insertion technique. I also took a lecture on it, and mentioned how to introduce wire, especially to avoid skin tightness. Always keep pressure on the skin during the insertion of the wire. I already mentioned on that lecture. Local edema with compromise of the circulation, depletion of rings due to improper wire position. So you should properly position your wire. And we always say don't take the wire to the ring, but take the ring towards the wire, and use necessary auxiliary apparatus which is necessary. And premature healing or corticotomy or osteotomy site. It is caused by incomplete corticotomy or osteotomy of fibula. Delay is in a state of distraction. Failure to create an initial gap at osteotomy site, and failure to fix. So you can avoid this complication by meticulous follow-up, and you should corticotomize well, and keep in mind that there is a gap between them, and you should not delay so much time. You initially wait for the after corticotomy distraction 3 to 5 days for the children and 5 to 7 days for the adults. So keep it in mind, and always do a postoperative X-ray after corticotomy, so that ensure that there is a minimum gap between the corticotomized site. If not, give a initial distraction for maintain a minimal gap, and then after the period you can start distraction. So that by keeping this in your mind, you can easily avoid this complication. And local pain with motion. It is caused by wire penetration of muscle or tendon at site of active motion. So you can also avoid this by good technique during wire insertion, especially near the joint. You can follow the rule we mentioned earlier in my lecture. Next slide, please.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I think a slide previous slide, please. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Now, a specific complication continued. Delayed complication. These are also common, like a break in wire, which is caused by initial tension too strong. So we should tension our wire, especially if you use dynamometer. You can measure how much tension you are giving. So it is better to use dynamometer, so that you can tension your wire accordingly, and not so strongly that can break later. Axial deviation of distracted fragment. And it is caused by unstable frame and or improper use of the olive wires. So your frame should be used properly, and olive should be used properly. Joint stiffness, I mentioned earlier. It is caused by the imperfect frame assembly and or inadequate physical therapy. So joint stiffness is a common complication we see in our daily practice. I think it is basically due to the lack of physical therapy. And from the very beginning, we should encourage our patient to physical activity and physiotherapy. Partial development of regenerate, not across full diameter of bone. It is maybe due to compromise of bone marrow and or periosteal blood supply, and delayed development of the regenerate. It is due to improper rate and rhythm of distraction, inadequate physical therapy. So you can avoid this also by meticulous follow-up. If there is delayed development of the regenerate, you can slow down your distraction and ensure adequate physical therapy. Next slide, please. Now, late iatrogenic complications. It includes development of the pseudoarthrosis. Improper use of, it may be caused due to improper use of compression distraction forces, insufficient evaluation of all components of treatment. Evaluation of components and meticulous follow-up is necessary. Number B, angulation or angulation of the regenerate. It is due to premature removal of apparatus and or inadequate casting or bracing. Fracture of regenerate. It may be due to failure to secure proper conditions for prevention of fracture, and psychological incompatibility. Failure to evaluate patient's ability to tolerate pain duration of the treatment, care of apparatus, inadequate support services. This psychological incompatibility you should keep in mind, because it is common, and you can minimize or shorten this by pre-operative counseling of the patient. First of all, when a patient comes to you for Elizarov, you give him a personal session regarding your operative plan and duration of the probable duration of the apparatus with he is to live, and probable complication, common complication. You may tag the patient to other Elizarov patient so that they can their self interaction, and when they interact themselves, they assure them it's okay, pain may it's come, swelling it is common, he has swelling, I have also swelling, it's not matter, like etc. Next slide, please. And lastly, inflammatory complication. This complication can arise at any time in the course of the treatment and include pin tract infection, phlebitis, osteomyelitis. And it is caused by inadequate care of treatment site, history of previous infection. And regarding pin care in tract infection, my earlier presenter already said, and previously our one full lecture was about pin tract infection. So these are the complications and probable cause, and I also mentioned some tips and how to minimize the complications. Next slide, please. Okay, now it may be a common scenario during femoral lengthening, posterior subluxation of the tibia, and this figure shows how it occurs and how to recover from this. Next slide, please. So this is it is also common during the lengthening of tibia and equinus of the foot, and how to correct it shown is this picture. Next slide, please. So I already mentioned some preoperative, intraoperative, and postoperative what we are to do, and likely I am repeating again. Preoperatively, we should explain everything to our patient, counsel them. You may need with this frame up to 6 months, even 1.5 years. And during this this period, you may face this type of complications. Like you may mention, there may be pain, there may be pin tract infection, there may be swelling of your foot, and how to you overcome this. You can also talk with the patient during this preoperative period also, so that during the treatment period he can realize that oh yes, sir told me this may occur, and I have to do now this. Even you also do a good preoperative planning for your patient, what to do. If you not sure that what you are planning is it right or wrong, you may take help of your senior colleague or expert of this field, so that preoperatively, when you are preparing yourself for a particular operation, it will be less complicated later on. Intraoperative, it is it depends upon the skillness of the surgeon. It depends on the skillness of the surgeon. So you should have proper knowledge about safe zone, and other technical tidbits should be kept in mind. And post-operatively, you can minimize the complication by meticulous follow-up, and connect your patient with other patients so that they can talk there with themselves and tolerate the obstacle or complication. And next slide, please. So take-home message is complication is part of surgery. For a good outcome of surgery, surgical knowledge about probable complications and how to cope with them should known well. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Gogolam Mustafa. I'm stopping the screen share. Sometimes when you present from the other computer, you have the problem with synchronization. So I think the respected participant should consider this type of unavoidable situations. And now the question answer session, and everybody know that every day before question answer session we go to the some of the participant, especially our mentor Professor Bari sir, and everyone, if you want to have question, just raise your hand and we can connect directly to the both the speaker. Today you know that the complication chapter is very much important, because you may know the how to apply the Elizarov technique, but you must know how to treat some of the problems. I do not want to say the complications, some of the problems that may arise during your treatment procedure. A Elizarov surgeon is not complete on then when he knows how to treat the complications also. Now I am going to Professor Mofakkar Al-Bari sir. Please comments of the overall session, and I think in this time we can organize the questions from the participant. Mofakkar Al-Bari sir.
Assalamu alaikum everyone.
Walaikum assalam.
You hear me?
Yes sir.
Sir.
So today first speaker was Nazmul Huda Shitu. Nicely elaborated and shown the cases, what not to do. I have a chapter in my book, What Not to Do. Very interesting cases he has shown. So these are the complications that you will face in your life. Professor Elizarov, I always tell you all the time, no surgeon is justified to do any reconstructive surgery by Elizarov technique. That means he told us that my technique, unless he has got the competent idea regarding the technique and the apparatus. See, in the medical science, the invention of Elizarov, no other specialty you will not find. Growing of bones, deformity corrections, treating all kinds of deformities, this congenital acquired, everything can be done. This is a fantastic technique. And most of the surgeons, without knowing anything, they are doing this Elizarov, putting the wires. That's why Professor Elizarov was always saying, please learn the Elizarov, my apparatus fast. What are the components here? And every apparatus has got the every functions. And methodology. See, why Asami created? Asami, Association for the Application, how to apply. And then method and methodology, this is totally another thing. And here is the biology and biomechanics. And I am sure most of the orthopedic surgeons, even the Elizarov surgeons, they don't have idea regarding the biomechanics of the Elizarov apparatus. This is the most stable external fixator in the world, comparative with SUB, comparative with TSF. Everybody knows. That's why when I'll talk on biomechanics, I'll show you how to this biomechanics of the Elizarov apparatus. And regarding the what showed what was shown by Dr. Nazmulud Shedu. See, one rod, hold 4 rings. Why? The man who has applied, he doesn't simple idea. Why I am doing this? He thought that if you put only wires, everything will be okay. This is not Ilizarov, dear friends. This is not Ilizarov. And even then, now most of the orthopedic surgeons are also doing that. So that's why basic Ilizarov idea you must have. And that was so ugly. You have seen how the apparatus in Kurgan Center, they are applied so beautifully, they are working. All ladies, all men, all boys, girls, everybody. So here I always tell, this is the biology and mechanical stability instrumentation. No other, even if you use the interlocking nails, plates and screws, not so much biology there, not so much mechanical activities there. Here everything depends on biology and mechanical activity. So my observation is what told Dr. Ghulam Mustafa regarding the complications. And complications are a fact of life in your life. The orthopedic surgeons, if you don't do Ilizarov or not, even if you do the plating and nailing or THR, TKR, you'll get complications. And patience is very important for the orthopedic surgeons. And those who have patience, Allah loves them. Patience, you must have patience. In Allah ma'as-sabirin means you must have patience. If you don't have patience, you will not treat the patient. And my observation, always remember, regarding the apparatus, 7 extrinsic factors and 5 intrinsic factors. I will talk on that on the, what are the 7 intrinsic factors? Extrinsic factors, you must know that one. And law of tension and stress. Everybody forgets what is law of tension and stress. What is new vascularization? Everybody is forgetting. Please try to follow the principle, method, methodology, philosophy. This is a very big thing. By single technique, you can do 85 to 95% orthopedic and trauma problems you can solve. That's why it is a very big thing. And that's why I always tell, Ilizarov, intelligent, lengthening, angiogenesis, infection control, zigzag deformity correction, adaptability. You have got lot of opportunities. Oh, and this is a versatile fixator. They nicely, both of them, I must congratulate both Nazmulud Shedu and Ghulam Mustafa. They nicely elaborated everything. And 3 things finally. In Ilizarov surgery, preventable, you can go for prediction, predictable, preventable, and tractable. What is going to happen, you can predict this is going to happen. And then you can prevent that one. And tractable, you can control in your own hand. So I can do that. PPT, predictable, preventable, and tractable. The complications, this very easy complication you will face in your life, day-to-day life, not only with Ilizarov, a lot of complications. And with patiently, you should have a problem of this, or you should solve all these problems. Violation of biomechanics and violation of original rational principle. If you violate that one, yes, you will face a lot of problems. That's why a lot of people, those don't have patience, they are doing, want to do, oh, this is the complicated case, I don't know, this is not the system of Ilizarov. The man who is doing that, he is not applying this properly and not trying to apply this properly. And my suggestion, finally, I will tell you, study, study, study. Please read. And you will face a lot of problems and you can solve these problems. Now, why I am telling you to this? My days are going to be finished. And I tell you, you're the young chap. You come, you will get everything in your life. What you will get? You will get satisfaction in your life with this technique. No other technique I'm telling you that I'm getting. You will be a well-known surgeon in the world, not only in Bangladesh. You will be a well-known surgeon in the world because you are dealing with the deformity. No other subjects, no other technique like Ilizarov doing the deformity correction. Absolutely true this is. Everybody knows. And biological parameters which is given by the Professor Elizarov, everybody is maintaining that one. And, you know, earning of your money, you can earn with this Elizarov technique. You know, help the poor people, rich people, all deformities people. So learn this, learn this, learn this. This is my advice. Don't believe the others. Don't believe the others. Believe in me. Long time I have passed through my career. And I have seen what is Kurgan Center. What are the deformity persons in Russia? Nowhere in the world. You will see 50 or 60 deformity surgeons are there. Why I'm talking all the time this? Because with that technique, we can help the people. We can help the people. Why not? In children, in geriatric, in adults, any kind of, only please maintain the biology and mechanical principles. Then you will be able to. These are the pin tract infection we are talking this edema. These are very simple complications. This is very, only one disadvantage is Elizarov. I always tell, better learning curve. This is the disadvantage. Till that you should have to continue. This is the disadvantage. Other all are advantage. And if you have the motto that I will learn till my death, yes, do it. Do it. You will shine in life, I tell you. Believe in me or not, I tell you. Do it. And do it, learn it, please. This is my last word. And when I'll talk the mechanical, biomechanics of the Elizarov, I'll show you the uniaxial, biaxial, and this one, and other apparatus also. Why this is stable, why this is, even those who are not doing Elizarov, they also agree this is the stable fixation. But thing is that all the time you should have to know, which have to play with these wires, the wires, nothing else. Thank you, dear friends. I have talked too much, probably. PPT, remember, PPT, predictable, preventable, and tractable. This is only here in Elizarov. You have put one interlocking nail one time. Lot of problems. You cannot predict. You should have to open that one. And here you can do. Today we have done the surgery, started surgery with Elizarov. Very big case. You have a phone from your house. Something problem. Stop it, go there. Tomorrow you start, you can do it. This is the Elizarov. This is the Elizarov. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
For your nice, emotional, and inspiring speech. Always, it is always inspiring, especially for the junior surgeons. And this is a platform to discuss about the most basic thing of the Elizarov. And Barisa told that the learning curve of Elizarov is very high. So you have to step up gradually, so that you can reach the peak of this technique. So, and one thing is that in Elizarov technology, you have to spend more time with the patient. If you do not follow your patient, if you do not recognize every details and every change in the patient and other different complications of the patient, you will not be a good Elizarov surgeon. And there are some questions in the chat box. I will go directly to the question, and if you want to add any on in the participant, if you have questions, just put your hands up and we can go to the question of the participant. First question from the IDPC, I think it is from Dr. Hamidul Islam. What measure we should take if there is any nerve injury during the surgery? I think this question goes to Nazmunuddin Shetu. Sir, if any nerve injury you encounter during your operation, how you will manage, particularly in Elizarov case? Nazmunuddin Shetu, sir.
Yes, thank you. It's a good question. And
Sir,
please. It's a good question because we invariably face the nerve injury, especially during the operation in humerus also. In case of humerus, there is a commonly injury to the radial nerve and chance of ulnar nerve injury also. Actually, if there is a most common, that is radial nerve injury, it may be the traction injury, that is neuropraxia, or any pricking injury. In case of this type of injury, you may wait up to 2 to 3 weeks. So, in case of radial nerve injury, we have to wait about 2 months at maximum. By this time, if it is traction injury, it will recover by this time and give the physiotherapy by this time. And also some medication like vitamin B and nicolovin, etc. But if there is more tension or more injury, then we should consult with the neurosurgeon, or if maybe need to proper assessment, what is the injury type, where is a axonotomesis or neurotomesis, etc. If it is neurotomesis, then we go for the nerve repair and later on. And in case of lower limb, that is peroneal nerve injury, very rarely it happens, and it will recover by the time. And if there is any no recovery, then we will go for the tendon transfer or etc. This type of management in our hand. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Nazmullah Shetu. In Elizarov surgery, everybody you know that usually nerve, vein, and artery, this structure slips during the procedure when it encountered nearer to the entry point of the wire. You already have the discussion that how the drill speed would be and how fast drill speed and slow drill speed cause the nerve injury. And usually nerve injury management in every cases, whether it is a other procedure or Elizarov procedure, the management is usually the same. And you may be happy to know that you can, if you go through the previous sessions, even some peroneal nerve injury and different nerve injury may be recovered after the application of the Elizarov. Maybe due to the regenerative procedure of histogenesis that is occurred, and I think Barisar also have some cases where the nerve injury recovered gradually that are encountered preoperatively, and after the application of Elizarov or destruction osteogenesis. And usually you can manage the nerve as a normal general protocol. And I want to go to Barisar, if you want to add how the nerve injury after Elizarov application, how do you manage the cases of nerve injury, sir?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
If you can, the question was raised by Hamid. Good question. Whenever during your surgery, if you prick the nerve, you go out, you can easily identify. While you're pricking, it will just jump. Even in the wrist, even if you touch the peroneal nerve, you can easily understand that you are touching the nerve. You can go away. See, in my color atlas book, you can see a cubitus valgus with deformity, with neurological clawing of the nerve, and I have done only the deformity correction, osteotomy, a gradual distraction. It helps. I have done nothing here. It helps to overcome this clawing of the toes and pain in the ulnar nerve. And this is published in American Journal at the same time in my book also. So what is the beauty of Elizarov technique? Beauty is tissue genesis, neurogenesis. Why you forget this, dear friends? Myogenesis, Schwann cell formations, angiogenesis, neurogenesis, dermatogenesis. Please keep it in mind. When you're applying Elizarov, you're getting everything, all these things you properly manage. This is the answer. And sequentially, every steps you will have to follow yourself with meticulous intelligent follow-up and patience. If you have patience, I am repeatedly telling you, Allah and God will help you. Patience. Those who have patience, they are guided by always Allah. In Allah ma sabirin, all the time sabirin. Don't worry with Ilizar. And if you prick the nerves, remove that one K-wire, Ilizar wire. And distraction, you are giving always in the joint ligamentotexis, angiogenesis, distraction angiogenesis, distraction histogenesis, distraction neurogenesis. These are the terminologies, law of tension and stress. Always put in your brain, then you will get a good result. Always. Don't put your brain only the wires. They are putting wires. What wires is getting? This is from my experience telling you, dear friends. Now you will do this. I have seen lot of cases in my cases. The biggest orthopedic center I have seen. How many years? So believe in me. Don't worry. Complications you will find in your life. That is not the problem. That is not the problem. Problem only here. Nothing else.
Thank you, sir.
Problem on where? Where is the problem? Here.
Thank you, sir, for sharing from your experience. Usually, if you follow meticulously the safe zone, you and more cautious and follow the advice of Professor Bari sir that if you pass very close to any nerve, even I told on my lecture that even in anesthetist patient, if you pass very close to radial nerve or sciatic nerve, the hand and the toes will show the response that you are very close, and told you that please remove yourself from here. So it is very unlikely that you may pass directly through the sciatic nerve if you have the knowledge about the safe zone. So I think this type of problems will not be happen. And one thing is very important: before doing any lower limb Ilizarov, make sure your perineal nerve condition is okay. Usually sometimes preoperatively when we planning for operation, we do not check or examine our patient, and after the operation we just check the perineal nerve and may get some problems, but it may be a preoperative problem. So it is make it routine. Just examine the perineal nerve before performing any Ilizarov surgery in your lower limb. Sir, there is a question in the WhatsApp. Sometimes in Ilizarov patient, after destruction osteogenesis, we can get some patient with systemic hypertension. Sir, is there any correlation between the Ilizarov method and the development of newly detected hypertension in any patient? Any comments anyone can contribute? Sir, first I go to you, sir.
No.
Is there any relationship?
Cannot be.
Hypertension?
I don't know. I don't know. A patient may be like that. Before apply the Ilizarov, he has gone to other person, other orthopedic surgeon. He told him they will apply you big this. Psychological effect may be like this. Always try to talk frankly with the patient when you are going to apply the Ilizarov. I tell you,
yes, sir.
Don't talk like that with the patient. A big kacha. What do you mean by kacha? Don't tell kacha. Jamie, I will apply you a ring. This is the system. Tumi tokon hat dhurba. If I hold you from this side, if you do like this, it will go out. From all sides, if I hold, you are okay or not? I do with my patient like this. Yes, sir, I am okay. And the problems, little problems, don't elaborately tell everything. Little problems, you tell them. And after application, you try to speak with them. It will happen. I will be happy. If burning sensation, I will be happy. Tomorrow I am coming, sir. After 7 days, patient telling, sir, I am burning sensation. It's very good. I am happy. I told you earlier. It will happen. You must tell. That's why there are a lot of tidbits, secrets of Ilizarov. That is, I have a lecture, secrets of Ilizarov. Lot of secrets. Oh, still I don't know lot of secrets. Lot of secrets in Ilizarov. So, nothing to hide. And no negative I don't see in Elizar. You believe in me, I don't see any negative. Whether you can see, I don't know, but I have not seen. During my residency, calculate 82 to 2020. I have not seen any negative.
So
If negative,
yes, sir.
that Elizarov Center could not persist. It would run away. I was not practicing here if it was negative. Negative for those who doesn't know how to apply this one. This is the negative.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. One thing is clear that there are many factors related to the development of hypertension in a patient. So there is no such type of meta-analysis or any experiment that application of Elizarov and destruction of osteogenesis may cause the hypertension. But on beneficiary effect, already you know about the destruction of osteogenesis. It increases the particular area blood supply and cause the more osteogenesis in a more rapid way. But there is no established role in increasing the hypertension or increasing the blood pressure in any patient. So I think this message is clear to everyone. And now the question is to Dr. Nazmuluddin Setu. Sometimes, usually in the femoral frame, you get that there are huge posterior swelling and some parts of the thigh is just touching the ring. And what are the measures that you can take to prevent this kind of consequence? Nazmuluddin Setu, sir.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. It's a very previously I also faced this lot of problems. Now I just overcome this by the use of 2 finger bigger, not like that. I used to go there for 3 finger larger and advise the patient for doing the physiotherapy properly. If the patient do the physiotherapy properly, this problem will not happen. And I enforce the patient to do the physiotherapy unless he will not come again. And now it is, I think, it is the best way to use the much bigger ring and also do the physiotherapy properly. And another thing, if you docking more than 4 to 5 centimeter, then it is unpredictable. You cannot compensate by the ring, and you will face a great problem. So now I follow the docking measurement, that is square osteotomy. What is this? Square osteotomy, that means the transverse diameter, you can measure this, and then longitudinally the same distance, that is like side like that, the square part of the bone, you can docking in this, and this if you this acute docking, then you will not face the type of problem. And if there is more than that, then you can do this gradually, not acutely. Then you will overcome this problem. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Nazmuluddin. I think if you just got the idea, the square docking system, in one of our previous lecture, you know that we have set up some limit how much docking we can do in upper limb, lower limb, or other area. So main issue is that about the Nazmuluddin Setu, if you calculate the diameter of any particular bone in any area of the body, but if you dock that diameter of bone or bone gap, it is a normal visual idea how much docking you can do acutely, and this type of diameter. Just
Dr. Arif,
yes,
please.
Yes, sir.
This is not circumferential diameter.
No. I'm just telling about the bone diameter.
Yes,
Just bone diameter, and both the parameters are same. If even femur usually 4 to 5 centimeter in diameter, So even in femur, the safe limit is 5 to 7 centimeter. So more or less the measurement is same for all the reason. And one thing is that when you apply the Elizarov frame in femur, you must keep in mind the walking muscle, the muscle for walking, the extensor of the hip, abductor of the hip, and also the extensor of the knee. These three muscles must be kept in physiotherapy just after the operations. Otherwise, the in femur operation will be end up with a very severe type of extension contracture. So for extension contracture, you keep in mind, and before the placement of the Elizarov ring, you should consider the joint position during placement of the wires, and also the post-operative physiotherapy. And post-operative physiotherapy is very much important, and you would be happy to know that tomorrow we have a session, elaborate session on the rehabilitation in Elizarov that will be conducted by Ghazi Ahsan Munir. I hope to you all will attend that session. And if you have any more question, please raise your hands and you can ask your question directly to the speaker.
Adekunle, he is willing to ask the question.
Adekunle sir, every day you have a question, so I think today if you want to ask anything to Nazrul Shetu or Ghulam Mustafa, you can ask sir.
No, I don't have any question. I don't have any
No?
question. No question today.
No question.
Thank you, sir, being with us. And now I'm going to co-host, and then Mufakkar Bari sir, and after that I'll go to the Samsulda sir.
Hamid wants to tell something, Arif. Hamid is smiling and wants to tell something.
Hamid, Dr. Hamidul Islam, our previous presenter about the Pintat care, nicely presented. And if you want to add anything, you can add, sir.
Actually, settle everything nicely. So I don't have nothing to say. Thank you very much, Arif. I'm just telling always elaborate nicely. So
we are coming to the end of the session as there is no question. Usually, this is a platform. This platform will stay. I hope to stay for a long time. And after the session ended in 24th of this month, we will continue our communications. And complications, every day you will face new complications. You can send your complications to this forum, and we can discuss it the later after the end of this webinar whole throughout the year. And Bari sir and with the Kurgan fellow all are very much happy, will be happy to help you any difficult or any complications cases related to the Elizarov surgery. And now I am going to ASM Abdullah. ASM Abdullah, can you hear me, sir?
Before you go, please.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry for putting you back. This is a very good thing, but it just came to my mind that just like Professor Barry keeps saying, for every surgery, it's associated with complications. Now, as a peculiarity in Mind Center, there is no CM.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Answer. Listen. What can you do? If you don't have Siam, let me answer. You have an X-ray?
Good, yes.
Yeah, X-ray. And you have a brain?
Sure.
Brain. Then you have a book, yes. Brain, and X-ray. Try to utilize this one first. Read the book and the lectures that you have seen here, 19 lectures. Take everything, try to spend some time with this. And if you face any question, any problem, then ask with our Kurgan fellow group. You then put the questions, we will answer you, and with X-ray you proceed. Don't need CR even there. Start with the simple cases. Start with the tibia. Random any case. Simple fracture to open in the tibia. Well, once you have done 20 or 30 cases in tibia, proceed for femur. Then proceed for humerus, proceed for radius ulna, then proceed for heel. This. Then proceed for clavicle, proceed for shoulder. Everything. And then finally, if you are strong, go for CBD. Yes. Okay. So this is
okay.
For Adekunle sir, for your information, in Kurgan Center, they are very reluctant to use the CM.
Yeah.
Very few occasions they use one X-ray or two. Every time they preoperatively they minutely examine the X-ray, have a preoperative idea how can he reduce it and go to the surface marking and reduce it. Just one or two X-ray, and that's all. Even they have the X-ray standby, CM standby in their OT, but they are not using the CM. So don't be get frustrated that you don't have the CM. CM is also a helping tool, mind it. But if you don't have, just you can do. Barisa told you that you have books, you have X-ray, and you have brains. So make it combination. You can solve all the problems. And also the Kurgan group is also with you. If you have need any assistance regarding any opinion, we will help you later on, even after the ending of this basic reserve session on 24th. And now I'm going to ASM Abdullah. If you can you hear me, Abdullah?
G.A. Monir is willing to tell something.
Yes, sir. I am going to G.A. Monir because he is co-host today, and I think Abdullah. Abdullah sir, can you hear me?
Abdullah sir is not in.
Sorry, I cannot get connected to Abdullah sir. Now I'm going to Ghazi Hasan Munir. Munir sir, can you hear me, sir? Ghazi Hasan Munir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear
Do
you.
you hear me?
Yes.
Please comments about overall session, and we are at the end of the session.
Thank you, Dr. Arif. We have completed our journey about basic ELIJARV technique. We already completed about 20 lectures. I give special thanks to Dr. Nazmul Reza Shetu and Dr. Golam Mustafa for delivering a nice lecture about the complications. I also thanks to all our dear participants, home and abroad, and to our mentor, Professor Mofakkarul Bari sir, for giving a good time for our lectures. I welcome you all for tomorrow's webinar session, a very special lecture over the rehabilitation after ELIJARV surgery. I welcome you all tomorrow at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your invitation. And usually, so far for 20 lecture, we complete how to put ELIJARV. But main thing is that after putting ELIJARV, many of the surgeons in my country and even other part may be the same, forget about the patient. So don't forget about the patient after putting the ELIJARV. It is your duty is started just now. So tomorrow our job is to how to rehabilitate to get a very brief idea. You cannot get all the idea in one lecture. So I invite you, please be connected for tomorrow at the same time. And you also happy to know that our program is also streaming in YouTube, OrthoTV Live, and also I will upload all the lecture in our ELIJARV group KUMC and also OrthoWorld. And now I am going to Samsuluddha sir. Samsuluddha sir, can you hear me, sir? Samsuluddha sir, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yeah, Dr. Arif, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Please make a overall comments. I am making you the host to start the live transmission. And hope to see you tomorrow, the rehabilitation session.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Arif Bari sir. I just finished one ELIJARV surgery right now. The case of trauma, I had to stop
Made money, eh?
Not make money, sir. It was an emergency case, sir. So I had to stop. With a long bone gap of around 3 inches. I had to remove all dead bone. And I'm trying to transport, sir.
Very good.
Sir, you put ELIJARV in primary as a primary case.
Exactly.
Okay, nice, sir. Hamid, can you stop your microphone? Yes, sir. Samsuluddha, sir.
Yeah. If you see a bad trauma case, when there's a bone gap, I'm just stopping my video because of bad network. So I have to remove the around 3 inches of loose bone. It was exposed totally. I'm planning to do a corticotomy distally, planning a transport. So thank you, sir. Thank you, Baris sir. Thank you, Dr. Arif. for a wonderful completing 20 sessions. It is a real learning for everyone, for all of us, for all the audience above. So with this, I'm going to stop the live session now. Thanking from Author TV side, thanking from Dr. Ashok Shyam. We'll be seeing you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. The every day adhere with Elizabeth technique, be the master of one thing, and you can solve all the 80 to 90% orthopedic cases with this technique. And now I'm saying goodbye. Tomorrow I will say I will come back again the same time, same session, and same ID password. And you know that from today, every day we have the session, and after the 4 hectic day, and we will end up our session 24th of this month. It will be a very big session. I think as you are always with us for the last 20 sessions, you will be with us on the next sessions. So stay with us and keep enjoying. Thank you. Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. Goodbye.